Hello guys, welcome to another Pedal Mods video. Today we're going to be doing the Boss SD-1. It's going to be a TS808 mod. There are actually many. They're all different. Some are a lot more complicated than others, but I've chosen a particular one that's kind of middle of the road. It's not as crazy as literally changing every component to make it an exact TS808 sort of copy, but it won't be as easy as replacing like a couple of resistors or caps or whatever to just get a general, sound. So this will be sort of middle of the road, like I said, and as you can see I've already dismantled it. And I've already put some green knobs on it as per request by the customer. So I'm going to be changing the LED out for a bright green one. And other than that, let's go over the list of parts you're going to need to do this. Okay, so I've got all the parts here and we'll just go through them one by one. As I said, I'll be replacing the stock LED with a bright green one, so that's it there. You just need a 3mm LED of any color if you're going to do that. You're going to need a 22 nanofarad capacitor, a 1 microfarad capacitor. This one's a monolithic, and I chose those because they're non-polarized. So next up you're going to need a 220 nanofarad capacitor, another 1 microfarad non-polarized capacitor, a 10 microfarad electrolytic capacitor. You're going to need 3 1K or 1 kilo ohm resistors. You're going to need a 510 kilo ohm resistor, two 10 kilo ohms, a 51 kilo ohm, and a 100 ohm. Also, I forgot a capacitor, so you're going to need a 100 nanofarad capacitor as well. So that's the list of all the parts you're going to need, and now I will give you some close-ups and show you exactly what you need to replace. Alright guys, so here's the board in all its glory. Disclaimer for this part, you may run into, as I did here, a lot of glue on the board on certain parts. Normally this wouldn't be too much of an issue because usually the glue that they use comes off really easy, but as you can see this stuff is on there. It's almost like epoxy. So just be aware of that. So some of these parts you may have to unstick from the glue before you can get at them. So first thing you're going to do is look for C1, which in my case is this one here underneath the glue. The glue was actually hiding the label, so I couldn't quite tell where it was, but this is C1 here. You're going to swap that out for the 22 nanofarad capacitor. C2 is right below it, also in this case obscured with glue, but this one here is C2, and you're going to change that to a 1 microfarad. C4, which is this one right here, you're going to swap that for a 220 nanofarad capacitor. C6 usually would be here, but as you can see it's already been removed by the customer. That's actually a very popular mod for the SD-1. It's just called the C6 mod. All you have to do is remove C6. You don't even have to unsolder it, you can just clip it out. And so yeah, that's a very popular mod, but that's part of this mod, so that one goes. C7, which is really hard to see because the label's actually underneath this resistor here, but C7 is this electrolytic, and you're going to change that to a 1 microfarad capacitor. C8, which is right here, it's also glued down, so I'm going to have to address that, but C8, you're going to swap that for a 100 nanofarad capacitor. And finally C10, which is right here, this electrolytic, you're going to swap that out for a 10 microfarad electrolytic. So pay attention to which end the stripe is. That will show you how to orient it in the circuit. So on this case the stripe is on the left, so when I put the 10 microfarad electrolytic in here, I'm going to make sure the stripe is also on the left. So just keep that in mind. So that's it for the capacitor changes, and the resistor changes will be as follows. Alright, so the first one you need to look for is R1, which is right up here. You might have to move them slightly so you can see the label, but this one here is R1. You're going to change that to a 1K. R2, which is right here, obscured in glue, that one will be changed to a 510K. R4, which is tucked in here, will be changed to a 10K. R5, which is right here, will be changed to a 51K. R7, tucked up here, that'll be changed out for a 1K. R10 right here, change that to a 1K as well. R16 right here will be changed to a 100 ohm resistor. And finally R17, which is right here, you might have to move one of the transistors to see the label, but R17 is right here. That one will be swapped to a 10K. And that's all the resistor changes we're going to need to make. Now the one last change that we'll have to make for this particular modification is you're going to have to find D6, which is right up here. You're going to remove D6 and put a jumper in its place. And that will take the asymmetrical clipping out of the SD-1, replace it with symmetrical clipping, because the TS808 uses symmetrical clipping. So yeah, find D6, remove it, and put a jumper in the place. Alright guys, so the modification is complete. I'm not going to go over every detail, but you can see the jumper for D6, some new resistors, some new capacitors, all that good stuff. So it's all done. A little messy around the glue, but that couldn't really be helped. So yeah, it was a little extensive, I suppose. It's one of the most extensive mods I've done so far, but should be pretty good. So I'm gonna close this up, and I will leave you with some sound clips of the completed modification for the SD-1. So thanks as always for watching, guys, and take it easy.